Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So it is my absolute pleasure today to sit with four friends, and I do not overstate this, and start the Puja edit of Stirring the Pot. So now the question normally is, it's a Puja edit, so why aren't you guys wearing, rocking a kurta and sari? Because restaurant owners have peak working hours during the pujas, and all of these people are multi-outlet, multi-brand owners. So obviously they have no time to dress up. So on that note, let me ask them to introduce themselves and their brands as briefly as possible. Sushanta, why don't you start?
Hello, I'm Chef Sushanta from 6 Ballygunge Place, one of the co-directors of the company, Savorites Hospitality Private Limited.
And on that note, thank you very much. Today we are at 6 Ballygunge Place, Chowringhee. This is one of my favorite outlets now, just because it looks so much, better than every other Bengali restaurant I know. The flagship was my favorite, but this is my current favorite. And now somebody who's a neighbor. Abhimayu, you tell us.
I'm Abhimayu Maheshwari. I'm the founder of Zing Restaurants. We run a bouquet of brands, most popularly known for a brand called Rang De Basanti, which is the biggest North Indian brand in the East. We also run a bar just across from here called Conversation Room. And we run a bunch of cloud kitchen brands. Yeah.
Multifaceted tycoon. Okay, Sachiko.
Hi, I'm Chef Sachiko Seth, and I'm the co-director of Doma and Boma Foods Private Limited. We are known for having all our outlets in one building, which is Sikkim House. We have Blue Poppy Thakali, Popos, and Boma Asian Bakery.
Fantastic. Asif, why?
Hello everyone, I'm Asif from Sanja Chula. So I've got 3 restaurants. One recently I have opened in Kiatalla, South Calcutta, which was missing since long, and we got back over there. And there's another brand of mine called the Roll Factory by Sanja Chula, which is mainly for the Kolkata rolls, which is very famous.
Yes, Kolkata rolls are famous, and your roll factory also is very famous. So since we are, everywhere in the air, it's Pujo Asche, Pujo Asche, Pujo Asche. So let us start off with that obvious question. Chef, what's your earliest food memory? Related to the puja. Any food related memory which is somehow connected to the pujas. Any one of you can go first.
Actually, with food, obviously for puja is a big thing in Calcutta. But I hear most of my early years of puja has been spent in Delhi. So I'm a Delhi boy, and for puja, we used to look forward, obviously, for everybody, we used to look forward to the bhog. The puja that was organized, it was a very personal kind of an affair with a small community. So all the days dining out in the puja was something very common for us in Delhi. In Calcutta, it is a complete different scenario. It's more commercial, it's more vibrant. Obviously, you don't have to go to the pandals to feel the effect of the puja. You can sit back at home and feel the puja. But for us, we used to have to go to the pandal to really enjoy it. And the bhog was something I always used to look forward as a kid. So that would be my great puja memory with bhog.
Do you still manage to catch bhog sometimes in the middle of all this work?
No, not after coming to Calcutta and after coming to this industry, as we just stated, it's too busy for us to really catch anything in the daytime. But yes, in the evening, we eat out in the restaurants and all, and we try and make out some time for ourselves. Maybe that's post 12, but luckily Calcutta Puja continues for the whole day. So that's of a great advantage. So you can catch the puja any time of the day, round the clock.
Perfect. Abhi?
Wow, I've been talking about puja and food memory since I've been in the industry for 10, 12, 14 years. The only food I've been having is staff meals when we are manning the door, really, and we just catch a quick break to have staff meal is what puja memory in the recent past has been. Funnily, the only time I have a pujo meal during these pujas is the Ashtami Bhog in the apartment that the complex that I live in. Shuyanta's partners also live there, and they set up the Ashtami Bhog, and that's what I end up having recently. But the earliest memory before I sort of got into this industry would be going to Pandal, waiting in the queue, and those guys would be selling sprout and chana salad, right? And with lots of kacha lonka, and that's what I would remember really, my puja memory, which is, not ideal, but it is what it is.
Lovely. Asif ji?
See, Puja memories from past 22 years, it's only in the restaurant.
Yeah, exactly.
Since I have been in this field since 2002, so I haven't been to any puja pandal since 2002. It's only might be while leaving restaurant in the morning, coming back home in between if I've passed by any of the pandals, so might have seen it from there. But it's only before that I used to go visit, hop the pandals, see the crowd. But one interesting thing, first year of my career as a restaurateur, opening during the pujas, that's on the Panchami we have opened, 10th October 2002. So I was like surprised everyone, because it was the first outlet, first venture, first time doing business. And when people are coming in, it's like every table ordering biryani. I said,
Yeah, that's
well, like biryani, we have got other things also. So every table is ordering biryani and might be some side dish, biryani and a cup, but biryani is there. So I don't call it Durga Puja. It's like biryani puja.
yeah, but
It's
that's
only about the focus is on biryani.
yeah, but that's correct. Even now, even after 22 years,
So now I'm used to
every
it.
group
I know
comes
it's
in
like
and
that
says
the biryani is the main focus food. So that was the first year, first day. Like those 5 days when I've seen in my life, I was surprised. I said, it's the biryani puja.
But in a sense, isn't it a good thing that there's this faster turnovers, everything's
Yes.
fast.
Yeah.
Right?
It is.
For pure business lens, I think it's better.
it's
I
brilliant.
think
Actually,
there's a growth story there as well. Like there are more biryani selling with more
It's like
newer
main
every
food
year.
is biryani during that. You can't think of it. Even 4 in the morning, people coming in and they are ordering for biryani. I was watching them
Yeah.
eating biryani at 4 in the morning. I said, wow, that's the love.
yeah. Actually, it's easy to order. They want rice. They want.
And yes, obviously in Calcutta,
Okay.
everybody sells Kolkata
Kolkata.
variant. They might be selling other things also, but they cannot miss out on the Calcutta variant. Yes.
Sachiko.
I have this very weird memory because since I was 3, my mom ran this delivery kitchen. So then in the afternoon it was the bhog, and then the evening she'll have some stall, so we'll go there and I'll be waiting for the sale to happen so I can get the money and go eat whatever I want. So that's my memory, my earliest memories, yeah.
Lovely. And just for everybody in the audience, we will throw it open for question and answer. So if you have questions, hold on. We'll come to you, definitely. Promise. Okay. Now, this is a very stupid question, but I'll ask it anyway. Why do you think people from Kolkata, I'm not just going to say Bengalis, why do you think people from Kolkata and Bengalis all over the world are so emotional about puja? And how do you as a restaurateur put it to use?
Obviously, Calcutta, historically, it's been a very relevant thing for Calcutta as a city. As a build-up to the city, initially started with all these big houses, the zamindar houses that were in Calcutta, and slowly picked up by everyone. So it has a huge cultural influence. So that is one thing. And it was actually, this was only Durga Puja was a kind of a festivity that was appreciated by the British rulers as well. They used to come. There was a time when the governor used to come and open pujas, and zamindars who could call in the governor, he was the lucky one, and that puja used to get the maximum footfall. So there was a kind of tussle. At that point of time, everybody wanted their puja to be the best. So that competitiveness was also there.
So nothing has changed.
Nothing has changed. It is actually just the same. So same thing happens with our restaurant. So obviously, we want to also have the best food forward, give our best stuff that is there, and put it on the plate for the customers. So that carries on. So it's a competitive area. It's a economically very viable thing. Obviously, the culture also part is there. There is emotional connect. Everybody has a story. Like we've been telling about, we are hoteliers, so we might not be having too many stories. But you ask anybody in Calcutta, they have many stories to share. If you talk about
Anything
pujas.
to add on? Anyone can just say as you.
No, there's nothing. There's this scale and majesty of pujas is unlike anything really. Of course, there's this historical and cultural sort of rooting that Calcuttans have towards puja, but the sheer scale of it. The pujas will end, and 6 months later, people will again start talking about pujas, including my restaurant and operations team. Sir, puja asche. Within 6 months of that, I said, we just ended with puja. So I mean, it's become that almost that sort of that calendar sort of week, which is always sort of around which the entire city's cycle revolves. Yeah.
Yes, it is the one thing we look forward to, kind of.
So I feel Durga Puja, these 9 days, 10 days which is there, no other state this way any celebration goes on where people are celebrating 24 hours. It's like even in the morning, at 4, 5, 6 in the morning, I see when I'm going back home, cars are moving around, people are dozing in the car. The moment any pandal is coming, they will stop, get down, they will again move around, get inside. Again, they will start their journey from there. And the whole day, like that, different parts of the day, different sets of people, they're just moving around. It's a 24-hour affair. I don't see that even any state, any country where this kind of celebration is there for such a long period.
Not just state, globally, I think people liken it to Rio Carnival, but I think there was a study done, it's bigger than Rio Carnival in terms of just the economic bump that a state gets because of this. Yeah.
Would you anything to add?
No, to be honest, the rest of the year is good for me. Durga Puja is not, because the offices are closed, the colleges are closed, it's holidays. So that is one time we kind of relax a little bit. We don't have that stress, to be honest.
Great. So, see, not just for pujas, like you said, there's nostalgia. So, again, like you said, you're from Delhi. For somebody like me who always came in from outside, my draw was the bhog. For people who stay here, however, they want to go out during pujas and experience new cuisine. Many of them do that.
Yes.
And people who've come from abroad, they want to go back to the Bengali cuisine. So now tell me, how do you, not just for the pujas, generally in your menus, how do you balance this tradition versus innovation? What, or maybe even just for the pujas, what would you keep traditional and what would you innovate on? Anybody can just say as and when you feel.
Traditional wise, I would add pujas. It's about biryani, I've told you earlier. That is the main focus what people have. Biryani chap khao. That's a standard. The moment any guest coming in, they will also, the first thing comes is when they are discussing, ki khaber, biryani chap. These 5-6 days, it's like, the crowd, the madness is there. People from all over, they come.
She has no pressure about menu forecasting. Bana do,
That's the idea. I mean, with pujas, you
We have to sell. Any restaurateur, they will have to sell what people want.
Absolutely.
What the demand is. I cannot sell what I want to sell. I have to sell what you all want.
Absolutely.
Then people will come.
It's the worst time for innovation of any kind, really. And the only optimizing variable during pujas is speed and efficiency, really.
Yes.
Right?
It's about, how fast you can deliver, how quickly you can, serve and you can make and you can replenish. It's all about, the speed of work and as much perfection you can bring in during that period. So, for me or a restaurant like mine, in that case, we always think of cutting shorter menus. We try to keep something which are easily deliverables. Fast we can displace it. So we look in that way. We don't look for any innovations. Because that is the demand at my place.
Perfect.
Except for the media, nobody looks for innovation. They are the only ones who keep on calling and saying,
What new are you doing for the
I always tell them, nothing new.
Yeah.
We will be able to deliver. That is something we are hoping.
Yes. In fact, we will take 20 things off the menu for the pujas. Now, I have a question. This is especially for you too. Because, like she just said, her location is such that she gets less footfall. Now, any place which is, say, right next to a puja pandal gets people to eat. However, not everybody gets volumes. The three of you get volumes, but have you experienced at any location or anywhere that, it's not really full. It's just like a good Sunday. And why do you think this happens? I'm just asking for the people watching. Is there something they can do to circumvent
We do
it?
exceedingly well for our lunch.
Yes.
Lunch is something we carry on till about 6 p.m. almost. So by the time we are starting off our dinner at 7:30, but dinner footfalls are far less than what is it. It's for lunch. So lunch is around, but that is basically to do with the entire Bengali restaurant as a whole on normal days as well. But Puja, there is a huge gap. Suppose we do about 1,000 covers. So out of that, we'll be doing almost about 750 covers only for lunch. It's the remaining 250. It's like almost 1/4 for dinner. So that is the kind of break. Initially, we thought not all our Bengali restaurants had bars. So we opened
Yes.
2 Bengali restaurants with bar, but nothing changed.
That was about to be my question, but you've answered it. Yeah.
Nothing changed. It's generally people look for a good Bengali hearty meal for lunch. Dinner, they actually go out, try different things, maybe biryani. Chinese is another huge favorite of
Yeah.
Bengalis. Chinatown, you should see the crowd in Chinatown.
Oh, it's absolutely.
Amazing crowd. Amazing.
Yeah, wearing
As the
Banarasi.
entire city has walked in
Alta.
there, kind of.
Yes. Lovely. Abhi?
I mean, for the past couple of years, we realized that we're almost covering all the pin codes, at least in the greater Calcutta area. And we started mapping our outlets to the closest pandals. So almost saying this is our outlet. Now, if you're doing a pandal hopping, these are the outlets you can cover. So mostly, I think so most of our outlets have a pretty democratic, pretty sort of intense footfall. There's a new outlet we opened, new outlet 1.5 years, a new market, which is not really close to a pandal in that sense. So it is a typical Sunday there. We have outlet in malls. And which typically would shut at 12, but malls allow us to serve till 2 on those nights, but
Oh,
it's
wow.
still as frenzied, yeah. But I think mapping outlet to a pandal or a sort of a cluster of pandals is a good way. A lot of
Very
people
good.
map their meal plan accordingly, yeah.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
They do. Even we used to do that between Mudiali
Yeah,
and
ওদিকে
Shivmondi,
যাবো,
air
এখানে
conditioned. Yeah.
খেয়ে নিবো।
Yeah.
So every day they have a plan. Morning is this area, evening is this area.
Yes.
So which all restaurants to cover. So accordingly, every Bengali or everyone who's moving around during pujas, they have the list of things to be done. So they have everything in place. Accordingly, they move up.
And they have a plan B and plan C. এখানে যদি জায়গা পাবো না তাহলে এখানে
Yeah,
চলে
huh.
যাবো।
So Sachiko, this question I asked them actually for you, and we were just talking about this, Sushanta and I, that if we could just put out into social media that Blue Poppy Thakali and Popos are not that crowded during the pujas.
Yeah.
This just has to reach and boom, you'll be full this year, right?
But you guys are open during the
Yeah,
pujas,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
And you
So-
deliver during pujas,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And
So
she
there's-
told me this 2 years back, Domadi. So therefore, on Shop to Me, and my mom go out. It's a tradition. So we were simply looking, and we were too late for bhog. So we were looking, and there was a line everywhere, and we just went to Thakali, and we waited half an hour, and we got placed. So yeah, this is a secret that everyone should know. Yeah. Okay, I have this one. Always a weird question I ask: is there one dish on your menu that you would not alter, no matter what people told you? No innovation. I like it this way, Chef.
Kosha mangsho.
Perfect. Sachiko?
Momos, my mom would kill
Yeah.
me.
I love that. Imagine being served chocolate colored momo and
Yeah.
blue pie. She's going to
God.
come up
Oh,
and kill
God.
me. Please,
That
no.
would be
I'm,
serious.
I'm not even finishing this
Yeah,
sentence.
no, I mean, I think we've pretty much sort of the earlier guys who got butter chicken, Delhi butter
Yeah.
chicken, so that's something which you sort of want to hold on to.
And
The-
not
the,
innovate.
The Delhi style of butter chicken, not the chicken butter masala, and that's
Yeah, yeah. Ah, yeah, they are different. Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Asif ji.
My puja dish is only one. You can't play with that dish. If people from Bangalore, Hyderabad, South,
Yeah.
anywhere coming in with their kind of biryani, it's not acceptable. Just not acceptable in Calcutta. Calcutta biryani is the best biryani. Yeah, like what he's mentioned, butter chicken. There are certain dishes which are there actually, like bharta, butter chicken, the traditional.
Yes.
So paneer butter masala, dal makhni. You just can't play with these dishes.
But you messed around with the kati roll and a better version of kati roll. My favorite kati roll from Roll Factory is actually chicken 65.
Same.
Chicken 65 kati roll.
Chicken
So
65.
that's a Hyderabadi influence on your roll, really, huh?
That's what.
Ah.
Yeah.
So again, we can't play much with the classic rolls. I have mentioned it in
You
my
have, it's better.
classic rolls and special rolls.
Uh,
So egg roll, chicken roll, and the paneer roll, the
Yeah.
classic. That's again, you have to keep it as the standard which is there since ages. Now variations, now sana chulas, whatever
Yeah.
speciality is there, that we clubbed with Roll Factory and made those dishes like 65 roll or a Pahadi roll or a Irani roll. So by using the starter, the kebabs
Yeah.
from here, punching in with the roll factor.
So Hyderabad didn't show up in biryani, but it showed up in Kati roll.
Kati roll.
So kahin na kahin innovation
Ah,
to
okay.
hoga.
But that innovation, see, I always feel Indian food, so you can't mess too much with Indian food. That food is something which is, people can have it every day. That
Yes.
cuisine is such. Indian and Chinese. In Calcutta, it's like.
By Indian, you mean North Indian. By Indian, you mean the classic
North
traditional
Indian,
curry.
yeah.
Huh? That's what
So
you
it's
mean.
a
Yeah,
everyday
that's a good
cuisine.
difference. Everything's Indian.
Yeah, true.
She'll say I used to run a restaurant which is not Indian in that sense. I
South
used to run,
Indian.
very,
Yeah,
very, very sort of
yeah.
coastal inspired in that sense. Yeah,
Totally coastal.
Yeah, exactly.
But the funny thing is, if I was, people would come in and I had only thalashari biryani. But
exactly.
they would order that. Large crowds order biryani or take a buffet because they don't want to decide. That is my conclusion. They want rice and they want some protein and they don't want to spend time ordering and they'll order what's readily available. I think that logic. But see, since he talked about फायदा नहीं है, whatever. I'm seriously saying, like, see, you have a menu that sells, you have a menu that sells, you have a menu that sells, and you, not just menu, you made popos, which is similar things, some different, some. Now tell me, what is this? When do you say, okay, I need to change this, I need to play it up, I need to innovate? What? Other than just take a Excel, ho gaya, I have to innovate. If that's what you do, that's also good. But otherwise, even when you do that, how do you decide what to build on or what new to bring in? What?
For us, it's like there is almost about 80% of the menu that's been running from the day one I've been running the restaurant. We have not dared to change it. I still remember on the second year of 6 Ballygunge Place, we decided to do a Bangladeshi food festival.
Yeah.
And we got in touch with Bangladeshi High Commission. They had sent over chef. And I believe those chefs really dished out magic. But to make what they wanted, I had to actually withdraw my regular menu and run that only. I had customers walking in and walking out. Said, I come to Ballygunge Place not to have Bangladeshi food. I come here to have dab chingri, kosha mangsho, luchi, cholata. And they actually, and I was so disappointed because it was, I got in touch with Bangladesh. I visited Dhaka, met those chefs, planned out a menu. I was so excited, like I'm offering the city something new. This is something because I was so excited when I visited Dhaka, the food I tasted and I felt this has got a real thing and obviously people would love the taste and everything. I was completely wrong. So people are bound by mindsets. So as I said, with Indian food, you can't like similarly with Bengali food. There's certain things has to be there. My mugar dal cannot suddenly be made with mutton ribs. So it's like, it's a mindset. I will have it with narkel, I will have it with matha, but I won't have it with mutton. So like, it's like that. So that is how, what happens, it's only hardly the 20% of the menu which keeps on changing. The remaining always remains the
I
same.
agree with Chef because when we started Chinese in my outlet, it's again around 8-10 years back. So that also we started because a certain segment were always looking for, why not Chinese? They have Chinese also, some supplementary things there. So when we started it, when we used to promote it, so people used to say, we don't come here to eat Chinese. We come to Sahachula for North Indian food, for kebabs, not for Chinese food. So after hearing this so many times, I've stopped promoting Chinese. I never promote Chinese. That is just a supplementary cuisine which I have for the people who look for some soup, noodles, and might be some snacky stuff. We don't focus much on that. And regarding the innovations, new stuff, we also do. But it's just in a year, might be twice or thrice we do festivals, wherein something which is, more viral or more in demand. Say Mandi is there. So we did Mandi for a month or two. We did some, Pakhtuni festival again for a month or two. But we don't change our menu in that way that, because people come, whatever new dishes we will add, our festival is going on. People will come and ask if they're having more tikka makhani. They're having more tikka makhani from past 22 years. They're having the same thing. Because I'm coming here to eat that thing, not coming here to eat anything else. So everyone has their own preferences. And the moment, the places, the restaurants which are old, say 10 years, 15 years and more.
You get defined.
So their menu, their cuisine gets so defined that people have in mind why I'm going there.
Yes.
So their main attraction, chef have said the same thing. People won't come to eat new stuff. They are coming for the same thing what they've liked.
Yes.
They have been attached to those dishes.
Also, they are not coming every day. They've planned 6 Ballygunge. They want. I can relate. Like
But
if I was,
especially the Puja crowd is a crowd I don't see it almost round the year.
Yeah, they
It's
never- they
a
don't step out during Puja.
That's
Those
a
5
majority.
days is
Maybe
a
I think
different crowd.
80% of
Yes,
the entire
are from
Puja crowd
outside.
is something I will again see them in the next Puja, not before
which is
that.
why your team plans 6 months in advance.
Fair.
Yeah.
But I think from menu innovation and addition point of view, I think it also is defined by the universe you design for your
Yeah.
brand, right? For instance, we are a dhaba brand. People associate as a North Indian dhaba brand, right? Dhabas existed on the highway. So yeah, okay, we have our typical North Indian fare. But now the logic of Chinese, right? Every North Indian dhaba, if you stop, they will have Chinese in some form or the other. So there's a logic to putting Chinese there. Now we define the brand in a much broader way by saying ki, why restrict ourselves to North Indian highways? We are highways of India. That allows me to put a ghee roast on the menu. That allows me to put Andhra chili chicken on the menu. Some might work, some might not work. For instance, we added a champaran meat on the menu. Right now, that's something which out of 10 dishes, that one dish took off, which is the second highest meat selling dish.
Wow.
And also, change has to be incremental. For instance, the lassi is a defined dish for a dhaba. Now we added a pede wali lassi, right, which is inspired from Amritsar. Now we added a good wali lassi. So there are incremental changes which ultimately take some time. But if a guest is coming in for lassi, we offer him a pede wali lassi. That automatically becomes then our very own, right? So have to be. I think the addition and of the menu has to be incremental and evolutionary rather than some shock effect.
Yeah, एक साथ
Yeah.
दे दो and
Calcutta is, I think, such a customer base that you have to be incremental, otherwise that
absolutely.
will not
Great
work.
point, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
for Thakali also, we did not mess with the menu. I did not want to. So all my creativeness was geared towards Popos also,
yeah,
because
makes
I didn't want to touch the menu, which was working fine. So then, the innovation means what? Prawn toast. It is not an innovation, but I think it was forgotten in a way. Nobody thought about it. We saw it in Chinese restaurant menus all the time, but then
Yeah.
it just disappeared. And I really had a pain point why the prawn was so less. It's called prawn toast. So then, my prawn toast, you stuff it in, you feel the prawn when you eat it.
That's my favorite. Yeah. And they make it differently. Like, have you had?
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Otherwise, I was just saying we should all go someday. But we just had it last
Please come
week.
over.
So
Thank
so what else? When you did Popos, so there was already Thakali.
Yes.
Why didn't you I'm just asking, what was the need for Popos? What was in your head? What did you want to do differently?
There were many things, I think, because Thakali, in a way, it became a little commercial that, again, we had to streamline our operations. There was no way where I could maybe innovate a little bit, or there was no place in the kitchen also, to be very honest, because it's all going, like, it has become a well-oiled machine now, and I don't want to be a wedge into it personally. So with Popos, number one, I could as a chef play around with my ingredients maybe and do what I wanted to eat. And I also cook what I want to eat, how I would like my dishes to present. Now I'll present it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, I'll try again. And then with Popos, actually, there were so many dishes I wanted to get to the people of Calcutta, but with Thakali, I couldn't. Hence Popos, I think, with all my favorite dishes to eat to. Not the Calcutta favorites, but my favorites.
So thank you, because it's one of our favorites too. Yeah. Okay. So now, since all of you again have different formats, especially both of you, how do you think it's different for restaurants versus cloud kitchens versus what? Are there any challenges between the formats? Different challenges? Would you say?
Like our cloud kitchen we also have a cloud kitchen format. We call it the 6 Ballygunge place. Takeaway. So that also we do the same food, but that's just a cloud kitchen format. That's the only difference. And the cuisine remains the same. It's just the format is different. That's the whole thing. So, and there is a demand again. There's a huge demand for that as well. So there's nothing like innovations or anything that we do it. Yes, for the cloud kitchen version, because we have a kind of a packaging which makes us plan in advance. So we have a food which is almost as a shelf life about 10 days. So we can work on our pujas much before the puja work starts. So that gives a huge advantage for the numbers that we are making.
Any extra challenges vis-a-vis? What are your challenges as an outlet vis-a-vis your challenges for your delivery and takeaways?
One is, of course, I mean, the idea of a cloud kitchen in the good old days, pre-Swiggy, Zomato days, the lines between delivery and dining were blurred, right?
Yeah.
You could eat at the restaurant,
Yeah.
then you can call up and get
Yeah.
delivered, right? Now, I think there's a clear demarcation. There is functional food where you can get it delivered at home, and there's experiential, which you eat at the restaurant. So I think restaurants have to start picking sides of where they belong, right? For me, conversation room is experiential, where people have to come and experience the place. Rangda Basanti is functional food. Between eating at the outlet and eating at home, there's of course some difference clearly, the quality of the bread, etc.
Yeah.
But it's not a cuisine which you can't experience at home. There's no compelling need for you to come to the restaurant, right? So as brand owners, we have to also have to pick sides, which brand belongs to. For me, I would imagine Rangde Basanti is more a delivery first brand, which also does dine in. What a Domino's does really have physical outlets as an online to offline presence, but bulk of the order, or at least a significant chunk of the order, comes through delivery in that sense. Yeah.
Nice. Asif ji, anything?
See, post-lockdown, the deliveries have gone up.
Yes.
Pre-lockdown, people used to go out more. It's more about experience. They used to go in groups. But this lockdown period have changed the habits of people. And it has changed so much that now people have become more lazy, more convenience, sit at home. You don't have to move around. And since everything is moving around towards the convenience factor, so you have to think about online deliveries, which is something.
Absolutely.
It's the future.
Yeah.
Whatever amount of delivery is happening in online platform currently is going to increase drastically. How many X times is going to increase, we can't even imagine, but it will, because that's the future trend which is there, and we have to adapt that. Like I am into direct delivery since from very first day. The amount of deliveries I used to do, the fleet which I used to have during that time, now same my customers are ordering from the online platform base, telling us, informing my guys, this is my order, please see to it.
Yeah.
They know, but the habit changed. So you have to think about the online. You can't get away with it, can't rid of that. You have to take that into consideration.
Last week, Sharandada, our mutual friend Sharandada, Hanglatharium, me and Asif Bhai were there in Goa, and he was telling me that there was a regular customer who would pretty much order every single day. Other day, she lives next door, like common boundary wall, and she ordered from Swiggy and then called up, कि our order actually need to diye dao maake. She was like, why you can literally jump from your building and get your order, but yeah, I mean, that's how it is. The convenience is such a key variable
Only
here.
the convenience, more you use that, you accumulate points, you get other benefits.
Lot of things.
A lot of things are
It's a
there.
habitual change which is happening actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. True. Anything?
No, I think I agree with Abhimanyu saying that you have to segregate your brand. Like Thakali for me is the
Is it
delivery
yeah.
brand I focus on, and then Popos is an experiential thing. So I absolutely agree with him. Yeah.
Very nice. So, let's say we have people will be watching this who are probably in their first year of entrepreneurship and they think food business, as a Puja asche, I will sell that, may or may not be true, let's hope it is. But for whoever it is, a food entrepreneur out there who is about to celebrate their first Puja, what would be your advice to them?
See, hard work, dedication, and the focus that has to be there. It's not just the food business is the only good business in the world. Every business is good.
How's it a good business?
He's trying to be motivating for new
This
people.
is the notion in public. I keep hearing, I'm hearing since such a long time,
Yeah.
you all must be hearing about this.
Yes.
Hey, food business, wow, you have 100% budget. It's like, so often, I used to tell them, please, you walk in my shoes, you run it, and you give me whatever you feel like out of 100%, I will be very happy. So, my way of putting this is in this way is because, see, every business have a king, every business has a beggar, and a in between the moderate kind of people also. So it's not just the food business. It's about how much dedication you have, how much you have been after it. You stick to it and you don't hop from one thing to other to the third thing or the fourth thing. If you stick around to one particular thing, you will always succeed over there. So that's
Awesome.
the main thing one should understand about this. How will people relate? Say suppose today people relating me to my restaurant Sanja Chula. Why? If I would have been hopping from one business to the other, and I would have done some good business also, but they wouldn't be able to
Yeah.
connect me with that brand.
Absolutely.
So it's just the same thing. It's about your hard work, dedication, your focus should be there. I have to do it. It's by whichever way it is. This is the thing I'm doing it. This is my future. This is my business, and I will excel in this. And I'll be after it. It's like we play game on mobiles. When we lose a level, do we quit?
No, we start again.
We keep playing it till the and we don't succeed that level, and we go to the next level. Business is all the same thing. You just can't surrender. You have to be after it.
Beautifully put. Puju?
Listening to Asif sir, I think if it's your first year, sell biryani.
That's a good one. Yes.
Definitely going to make money. So yeah.
That's a very good one.
No, sir. First year, बस चलना है उसका business biryani.
पैसा बना लेगा उससे next.
Bengali's favorite is momos also.
Yes,
But they will have to come all the way to Blue Poppy.
It doesn't matter.
That's why I
That
like Swiggy
doesn't matter.
delivery.
That's why now you can deliver.
Yes, now we have said it that Blue Poppy is usually may have space. Let's not will have, may have space. Now you see what happens.
I'll
They don't
update
blame
after
us.
Pujas.
Yeah. Anything for first time entrepreneurs?
First time but during puja?
Yeah, a specific
as,
puja.
Sachiko just said,
Sell unanimous.
choices
You have
make it
influenced
limited
us. Yeah.
and sell it more. That's the only thing.
Actually, I think limited choice is something we consciously do, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Absolutely.
And there's no time. Even the additional time taken to open the menu
Yeah.
is
Yes.
time wasted, right? So I mean, the idea is not to really sort of increase the variables.
I've always wondered, we all know that, there's going to be a crowd and all that. And we always say, okay, why do people still plan to eat out? Have you figured that out? I mean, people say, Australia, we'll eat here, we'll eat there, knowing fully well that these places are going to be packed and they're not going to take bookings.
I think that's part of the charm, really.
Yeah.
Just standing outside is part of the
And
charm.
it's like, yes,
Yeah,
I've got
absolutely.
it.
I mean, don't say such. Don't demotivate people.
I'm
Yeah,
not
exactly.
demotivating. Let them come. See, because I remember long back, we were at 6 Ballygunge, not 60, I'm only say 6 Ballygunge Dhaba, and we were eating, and there were people standing around the table. You get up and they'll sit. No line, no nothing. But why? I mean, okay. But good that it happens. And of course, like he said, he does feed 750 people, even if till 6 p.m. I guess it's worth it. Kolkata loves its food. But, people line up for the food. How
it is, it's a necessity also. Food is not just something that they go out to eat because everything stops back at home. They are always on the street, so they have to eat to make them working. Like they have to go pandal hopping and all that. For that, the energy
and then the food has
comes
to be
from all
good,
that food.
has to be safe so that they can continue pandal hopping. So tell me this, now that we talk about this, be or Angdev Sandhi, be it Sanja Chula, there are some restaurants that have people queued up and some not. So since all of you are very successful in your own way, what role do you think storytelling and marketing play in this whole puja marketing scheme of things?
Actually, there is a saying in Six Ballygunge place, whenever we have to open up a new outlet, we open it before pujas. So if you open up anything before pujas, you save a lot of money in marketing.
Because
So it has actually worked for us.
so he's opening another outlet tomorrow at
no,
Shortput?
24th.
24th.
So
at
again,
Shortput.
it is supposed to be open by 15th. So as you know, like we've been working with interiors, so that's been delayed till 24th. But whatever said and done, like I am quite sure that even if I open the doors without announcing much, even if about 5 people knowing that this restaurant is open, the faster the word is going to spread now. It's not going to be anytime during the year.
You don't need influencers, you don't need social media, people will eat and post.
Absolutely. Because people
Amazing.
have the agenda to eat out. That's the thing. The number of people in the city has, and if everybody has an agenda to eat out, you will require more spaces to fill them in.
Perfect. Does anybody have any questions for these wonderful people?
I have a question.
Yes.
As a caterer, since you have experienced a bhog issue, you have you have same similar kind of experiences from our childhood.
Uh-huh.
Have you explored that whether you can take your business to the Abashons in Bengal, in Kolkata area, because they have a bhog culture which is evolving, culture evolving in the various Abashons. There is a business opportunity for the caterers to create food because of a particular kind with the quality. Because all caterers are not of particular quality. You have attained a mark of quality. Have you explored that part of it?
We are like we also a catering company.
Yeah, I know.
So I'm like just a restaurateur. We are also a catering company, and during pujas we do the udita is something that we do almost every day during the pujas. We are
Arbana.
catering.
Even
Arbana, not
They do
every
it
year.
already.
They don't favor us every year.
So let me just tell you something. Like he looks like he's very, very young, but no, he's been in the business. So he said, 22 years. He's been in the business for a very long time. I think he's explored all these possibilities. But that's a very good suggestion, actually. But yeah, I mean, they do it for a lot of people. In fact, not just that, even you said Abashon. I personally am invited to a Badir Pujo where they have been doing it for years, not just now. So this is all very, very
Basically, yes,
successful people.
doing
That's
that,
what-
our restaurants don't get affected because it's a completely
Yeah.
different vertical that we maintain along with this.
There's no sort of cross sort of utilization.
There is in terms of manpower, but more or less the catering supports the restaurants during that time, during puja.
Yeah.
But rest of the year, obviously, during the season, which we call, say, from November till February end, it's the restaurant which also supports the catering.
Any other questions? No?
More authentic Bengali cuisine, what do you mean by that, has been provided by Chef since a long tenure and all. So, the Bengalis actually miss a lot of restaurants during this puja time in order to get that pure, fresh essence of that Bengali cuisine. There are some particular dishes which are not covered in most of the restaurants, these pure things are there. That is the plus point on.
And then when we talk about authentic food, it's about history, it's about centuries. So, what is authentic today? A century back, it wasn't authentic at all.
Yeah.
It was something that was borrowed from the traders, Portuguese traders, from the Malay traders, from the Britishers, from the Mughals who came in. So there's a phase. There's nothing authentic. There's something which we favor right now. In the next 100 years, maybe next 50 years, things are going to change, and something new which we are going to call as authentic Bengali food is going to come in. So it's a change. Like in our behavior, there is a change. In our cuisine, in our culture, there is a change, and every culture that holds for that period of time is known as authentic. So, like our Malay curry came from Malaysia.
This
Our potlet dolma came from the Armenian people who came and settled down in Calcutta. So our chops, cutlets, all were European influences. So you cannot. So this authenticity, whenever people talk about, I always tell them it's authentic today. Today I say kosher mangsho is authentic but I don't think it is authentic because onions were never grown in Bengal. The Portuguese came with the onions.
Chili.
The things,
Green chili. Kacha lanka
How
pata
can
chicken
it
won't
be
exist.
authentic? Like,
Yeah.
how
300
far
years
do you
back.
want to go to prove the authenticity?
Yeah.
I don't think it is going to be beyond 50 years.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
this
So
is
what we
your-
are following
yeah.
now as authentic is about 50 years old. That's it.
So Shonjita smiling because this authentic debate comes up in every stirring the pot. This is one word that stirs the
Yeah.
pot very badly. So, I think authentic is how your mother cooked.
True.
Because you have a Papa Ilish, some people will add curd, some people will not add curd. He'll say, no, it has to have. My restaurant does it, therefore it is the only way. I'll say, no, we don't add curd, and my mother does, that's the only way. So I think, while, there are familiar tastes,
Yeah.
what is, we can say traditional, but like even Abhi pointed out, authentic,
Yeah, traditional.
authentic to who? Authentic to whose house? Right? So now, let's say somebody, I'm going to get killed by Doma man. Somebody makes, follows a good recipe and makes a good momo, and they pick it up and say this is an authentic momo. And every momo, the problem with food is you can't keep it and make it and keep it, right? You're making it every time. It's like somebody said, it's like an artist who paints and the painting is gone in 2 minutes. You have to keep recreating. So nothing can be authentic. It can be true to taste. It can.
I'll just share a story. We were doing a Shabonno Rai Chaudhuri. They are basically supposedly the Shutanoti, one of the villages which formed into Calcutta. They were the zamindars of that village, and they were supposed to have sold Shutanoti to our Job Charnock. That is the story. So we did a festival with that family, and he's coming very often in the YouTube and all that.
Okay.
There's some Roy Choudhury also. He's the new generation of that who belongs to the family. So they had shared their usual bhog recipes with us, and we did 2 years we did the festival. Generally, I think their inception day of the festival is about 1st of February or 2nd of February. They even have a museum in Behala. So they shared some recipes with it. You know, one recipe I will never forget. It is known as kabli chola chutney. What does it? You say, if I tell a Bengali now, what is a kabli chola chutney? It's going to be
Chickpea with tamarind and hummus.
Actually, it is hummus.
Hummus.
Wow. Okay.
And it was they say they have got these recipes for more than 100 years back.
Yeah.
So who knows, hummus was actually made out here.
Yeah, maybe they got
And
it
they
from
had
us.
curry leaves in that recipe also.
Absolutely.
Wow.
And
So
things
you never
evolve.
know. So like authenticity is, if I today make that, it's going to be an innovation.
Yeah.
So it is actually going around.
I mean, Italians did not have tomatoes, right? Think about Italian cuisine without tomatoes, right? It happened during the Columbian exchange, really, when it came to from new world to the old world. So it keeps happening. Later, 100 years later, chicken 65 will be the default roll, to my mind. Think about that today.
That's that. Yeah, you never know. Okay. I mean, I know this is awesome, but we are running out of time. So may I request Saida to? Where is she? Saida Kek to? We have something very special from Six Ballygunge place for you guys. He's also going to get one, which I'm going to whack. That is the plan.
You won't get it.
So, but in the meantime, thank you so much, Asif for making time. Thank you, Sachiko.
Thank you.
Thank you, Abhimanyu. Thank you, Sushanto.
Thank you,
Ishani.
This was planned like that. We went for momos there and we just planned it. We called them and they said yes. So this whole thing was planned in less than 7 minutes. And thank you very much. Thank you everybody who came today. And thank you Six Ballygunge Place Chowringhee team for this amazing hospitality. Thank you
25 years
so much.
completion book of ours.
Nice.
Thank you so
25 years.